So basically, I want to start with a story, and many of you may know the story because you've been in the business for a little bit. A lot of you don't know the story. Jen said she's hopping on. Jen 100% knows the story because she went to high school with me. But I just want to start with the story, and it's like very the reason I am the way I am. So when I was 17, I was in a very bad car accident, and long story short, it was a very traumatic experience for me, and it's something that just has affected me like almost every single day since it. And after the accident, it wasn't necessarily the accident itself; it was a lot of that like PTSD after the accident. And I went back to school about a week after I got back to school and I was getting back into the swing of things. There was this girl in my grade, her older sister died in a car accident. She was an alum of my school, very loved. I went to a Catholic school, so everybody was very like tight. It was a very tight knit community. So after, everybody, it was a big thing in our school that like this girl's sister passed away. And I went through this awful feeling of like, why did I survive my car accident and that girl didn't? Like, she wasn't as lucky. And I don't have an answer for that, but that survivor's guilt was insane. And I just didn't understand. I couldn't like grasp my head around like, why am I alive right now? And when you go through something traumatic that like affects you in that way, that like wakes you up at night, gasping for air, like that PTSD, and then someone else goes through like that's a similar situation and isn't as lucky as you, it's kind of like it really snaps everything into perspective. So during that time, even more so than after the accident, after that happened, I very much vowed to live my life to the fullest because it's true that you do not know when it's going to be taken from you. I went out for dinner for my birthday and I ended up in the hospital that night, like, and I was not expecting that at all. And like, no, neither was like my mom, no, like my dad, nobody was expecting me to get in a car accident that night. Everyone just thought she's out with her boyfriend, she'll be fine. It's not always like that. And you just never know. So I vowed that day that I was gonna just live my life better. And I wasn't living recklessly or anything, but I definitely like wasn't living it, I guess, to the fullest, and I wasn't, taking advantage of every moment. So I think I learned a lesson at a young age that many people either don't learn or they learn it like a little bit later. And and it's just like the life is just very fragile. It can be taken at any moment, and a lot of people need to hit rock bottom in order to see that, and I didn't have to hit rock bottom, but I had to go through like one of those scariest experiences of my life. And I don't know which is worse, but a lot of you guys, we're all at different stages in our life in some way or another. I don't know how old all of you guys are, but I know that you're like probably like early 20s, like between 18 and like mid 20s, right? And I know like you may have hit some sort of rock bottom. So you kind of get that, that life is precious and fragile and you only get one life to live. And I think Hannah Montana said it best when she said, life's what you make it, so let's make it rock. But it's so true though. Hannah Montana was very beyond her years. Um, but shortly after that experience, I went to college and I saw this opportunity to join this business. I needed money, and I was like, I'm just gonna do it. I didn't really think about it too much. Again, everybody knows it's like a joke. Like, I didn't know how to sell anything when I joined. I kind of just thought I was just gonna join and post on Instagram and like have fun, which is true. But I didn't know how to sell anything. So I guess like ignorance is bliss. So I joined, and ever since I've been just like working in some way, even if it wasn't, um, you know, working fully, being fully invested into the business. I've been using the product since I joined. I've been, posting about it almost every single day since I joined. Maybe like with the exception of a couple days when I first started. I've been going on Zoom, so I've been hanging out with girls on our team. I've been hanging out with Alexa. I moved in with Alexa. And I've really gotten my feet wet and like dove into the business, wearing the apparel, like doing all the things that like, it works people do. And I learned a very important lesson from joining It Works in conjoined with like the living your life to the fullest, and that is that you are valuable and you are worthy and you have a purpose, and your actions are affecting other people, and that could be positively or negatively, and you have the choice to do that. And for me, I knew I wasn't gonna you know let that go to waste. I wasn't going to let that opportunity go to waste. And I realized that, just mindset wise, we treat ourselves like such crap. And if we spoke to other people the way that we speak in our heads mentally to ourselves, we would have no friends. Like, no friends. Like, nobody would want to talk to us. Nobody would want to hang out with us if we spoke to other people the way we speak to ourselves. So, you got to start treating yourself better, and that's going to start today. So, you know, it's not going to be a change that happens overnight, but it's like changing the things that we say every day, like the I am the worst, I suck. I caught myself saying it like 5 times today. And I was like, oh my God, like, Tori, like, you're not the worst. And, you have to like take a step back and actually realize that you're saying that to yourself. And you might just be kidding, but if you say something enough, you're going to start to believe it. I know we've said that like before in other Zooms. And like, you're going to notice that, you know, Team Martin Mondays are going to be very repetitive, because if you hear something enough, you're going to start to believe it. And that's like what we want to start doing. We're going to train our brains to reset and, to work this business, not just harder, but smarter, and keep our like mindsets just stable. Because this is a very mental business. And I think like even today, like I don't think I'd be the person I am today without joining It Works. Like not even just the income, just mindset wise. Like I've met so many just amazing people. And like, yeah, we always joke we're the Rachel Hollis fan club, but like Rachel Hollis, I probably wouldn't know who she is without It Works. And it's just like, it's crazy. And like in such a time where, mental health is very focused on, like, this is just so important, guys. So stop saying I suck. Stop saying I'm the worst. You're low key believing it. You're sending those signals to your brain that's like, oh, like you suck. Like, okay, like you suck. But like you don't. Like start saying like I am worthy, I am beautiful. Like start saying like I'm great, I'm the best. Like like get that rolling and like catch yourselves. You would never tell anybody on your team that they can't go diamond. You would never tell the person on the Zoom right now that they can't make the money that they want to make. You would never tell somebody on the Zoom that they're ugly. You would never tell another person that they can't reach their goals. So stop telling yourself that. Like plain and simple. Like you only get one life. So stop stalling your own success and get out of your head. When I was in school, I went to school for film. For people who don't know, I have a bachelor's. I got it almost a year. Like, no, I got it a year ago on the 18th. So, and I've just been like living It Works life. But I did go to school. I went to film school, and every time my professor would give us an assignment, it would be to go out to shoot a movie, to do like just something with a camera. We'd go out and we'd have so many questions to ask him. We would be like, like what should our settings be? Like what lenses should we use? Like, like how long should it be? Like should we use dialogue? Should we not use dialogue? Just anything like that. How many actors should we use? Like I don't know. Like we just ask him like so many questions, and he would look at us and he'd be like, just go do the damn thing. And we would be like, oh, okay. Like as freshmen, we're like, oh, like, but as you get older, you realize, like, we would realize, okay, like, he wants us to stop thinking about it and just to go do it and just get our feet wet and start doing the motions. And it doesn't matter if it's right or wrong, you're going to learn from the experience either way. So, just get creative, make the film, go and do it. So stop sitting there and questioning and thinking and being like, how am I going to get that 10,000 in volume to go diamond this month? Like, how am I, like, I have 5 days left. Okay, like, how am I going to go ruby? Like, just do the thing. Like, just get it done. Know where you're going, know what you need, and just start doing it. Don't sit there and think, how am I going to do this? And I always say, like, I looked, when I went diamond, I like stared at my chart, and I was listening to the song we just listened to. Whatever it's called, This Is What It Takes by Adelida's Way, something like that. But oh my God, I listened to that song and I stared at my chart until like all the volume was gone. And that's what I did. And I always joke that that's what I did. And it's true. But I stared at my chart, and because I was staring at my chart, I wasn't like, how am I going to do this? I was like, I need to get this done. And I sat there and I put the work in. And, you know, like I knew like I needed it. I knew that like this is what I was going to do. And, you know, like it was worth all the late nights. It was worth like losing sleep. Like investing in myself was worth that little like uncomfortableness that was there. And, you know, like you waste so much time on other people, and you need to start investing that time into yourself. And I'm not saying to not care about other people, but I'm saying that, you know, like you spend so many nights staying up talking to like some random boy that doesn't do anything for your life and just makes you sad. Like you'll stay up till 3 a.m. like talking to these people, and they don't do anything for your life but their distraction, right? So why won't you stay up for yourself? Aren't you worth it? Like, why are you losing sleep over people who don't even matter? Why are you so quick to fall asleep on yourself? Why are you so quick to put your dreams aside because you don't feel comfortable or you feel tired? You know, like, and again, like everybody on the Zoom right now, you're between the ages of like 18 and 25. Like, right? So right now is like the best time to go all in and grind on yourself, on your own life, and on like whatever you have your goals to do. I mean, yes, like we're all in it works. Yes, we're all pushing for promotions, but like this goes for everything. Like right now is the time to grind it out. You're never going to be this free again. You're never going to have this much time again. Take advantage of it. Just do the damn thing. So, and you've all heard this one before, but you know, when a child is learning how to walk, and they keep falling, you you don't just, you know, tell them like, yeah, like stay down, like you're bad at walking. No, like you keep helping them back up. You like learning how to walk is not an option. Like they need to learn how to walk. They need to get places. They need like it's not an option. Like that's how like it's the same thing. Just because you hit a bump in the road doesn't mean you get to stop. And just because you fall down doesn't mean you're never going to learn to walk. And I love when you guys come to the business and you're like telling me and you're like, oh, I don't know how to sign a customer. Like, I don't know how to work Instagram. I don't know, you know, how to post. I don't know what to post. Like, well, you didn't know how to drive a car either, but you learned how to do that. You didn't know how to use the internet, but you learned how to do that. Like baby steps, like just do it, just get in it and start working. And if, you know, you don't know how to do something, like we'll figure it out, and do something wrong, we'll fix it. And it's all about that process. And the journey you're on right now, it's a uphill battle. You know, it's like you're gonna go up, you're gonna go down, you're gonna plateau, you're gonna go up, you're gonna go down again. And the farther you go, the stronger you're gonna get, whether you see it or not. And when you hit a problem, it's because like someone's negative to you, or just like the little like things, little bumps of the business that you deal with every single day, like whether it be like someone being rude to you or a life-changing car accident, it doesn't mean that you quit on yourself. Like we said before, like you are worth it. So why are you quitting on yourself? And you know, who are you to think that you don't get to go through low points? Like you are nobody special. I am nobody special. Yes, you're worth it, but you're worth the time that you're putting into yourself, and you're not exempt from going through hard things, and you're not exempt from hitting bumps and learning lessons. This is a time to grow, and it's a time that you're going to be taking yourself to a next level that you've never been in before. So don't pity yourself and ask why you're going through this, because the reason is to get stronger. Like I remember like the hardest thing for me used to be public speaking in school. Like I hated public speaking. And like now, like, I mean, there's only 11 people on this Zoom, but like, it doesn't matter. I'm kind of only looking at myself, honestly. So, but like, it doesn't matter how many people are on. Like, it doesn't change the message. It doesn't change what I'm talking about. Same thing. Like in school, like you're so worried about what other people are going to think of you, but in reality, everybody's just looking at themselves. So like, just look at yourself. It doesn't matter what everyone else is doing. It doesn't matter what they're doing with their life. You know, even like, you know, you used to go to, my point is that you go to school and you'd be so worried. Like I have so much anxiety about public speaking or giving a presentation, and that was hard for me. And like I got through that over and over and over again. And now it's not hard anymore. And the same thing. Like you're going to go through hard things, but you're just going to get stronger out of it. Like take a step back, get some perspective. You don't know why you're going through something bad at that time, but it's so true. Like what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. That's 100% true. And again, just because you're worthy doesn't mean that you're exempt from going through periods of growth. And like growth can just be the hardest thing that you're going through in life. And the growing pains can be unbearable at times, but it doesn't mean that you're allowed to give up on yourself. It's not an option. You need to get up. You need to learn how to walk. You need to keep going. It's not an if, it's a when. You'll hear me say it over and over again. It's not an if you're going to make money in this business. It's a when you're going to make money in this business. And again, if it took you 10 years to get to Ambassador Diamond, making $32,000 a month, insert income disclosure, and, if it took you 10 years to get there, would you do it? Probably, because 10 years is going to pass either way. You're either going to be making the money at the end of that 10 years or you're not. So why do you get to quit on yourself? Like you would never tell somebody on this team to quit on themselves. I'm like that. I'm that 3 a.m. friend. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know if you guys have heard of that, but the 3 a.m. friend, like that friend that you call at 3 a.m. and they always answer. I think of myself as that friend. Like I will answer everybody else, but if I had to wake up at like 5 a.m. to do something, I'm like, no, I'm going to go back to bed. Too early for me. But like, I'm so quick to get up and like talk my friend off the ledge. Guys, spend time valuing yourself the same way you value your friends, the same way you value your team member on this team. Like stop stopping yourself. You're prolonging your own success. And I know that days can be hard, and I know that some days your head is not there and your mind is against you, and that's when you need to remember how much you are worth it. And if you're going to take one thing away from the Zoom, I want you to know that you do not need anybody else to motivate you. Like you should be your biggest motivation. You all joined this business for a reason. It's you. Like you're whatever made you join, whatever like why you need to earn the money you need to earn, why you're doing the things you're doing. That's your motivation. I can inspire you for 20 minutes and you guys can leave and be excited, and then 10 minutes after that you might just be like not that excited anymore, and that's normal. But you need to know that you need to keep going. What was that thing that I posted the other day? Like the motivation gets you started, but the habit keeps you going. It's not always going to be easy. You got to keep going. And I cannot motivate you. You got to motivate yourself. I can inspire you. Inspiring and motivating you are two very different things. I cannot motivate you. Nobody can motivate you. This is all you. And, it's why you're doing this. It's a personal thing. Again, you could hop on a call with me for 20 minutes a day and I can gas you up and I can make you feel good about yourself. But I'm not the reason you get up in the morning. I'm not the reason you keep going. Like if I quit this business today and I never talk to you guys again, it's not going to happen. But like if that happened, I would expect you guys to keep going. Like don't just quit. It's not me. Like you are worth it. Get yourself there. Get up. Learn to walk. Without knowing how to walk, you're not going to get anywhere. Like it's a very true statement. If you don't know how to walk, you're not going to get many places. And stop being so quick to quit on yourself. Invest in yourself. Invest that time in yourself. Don't stay up till 3 a.m. talking to a boy. Talk to yourself. Spend time with yourself. Realize that what you're doing is for you. You only get one life to live. And it would be a shame to see amazing people like you guys waste it. Hold up.